It's like making a great catch and being next up to bat. Good volley going between these two teams.
North Laurel really trying to play that net, going side to side, going from right to left and then back to center, really trying to get keep Redbird on their toes. That was a nice decision by number 6, Brooke Daniels from North Laurel.
They came to what a lot of people call the weak side of the net, the left side, and ended up catching Redbird off guard, and that's going to do it. Serve goes off the side of the hand of the Redbird player, and North Laurel wins the first set 25-20. Best 3 out of 5. Second set is straight ahead. Stay tuned for more of the semifinal round of the 49th District Volleyball Tournament from Jackson County High School. Redbird and North Laurel continues next on PRTC TV.
I always say that the communities we serve are better because we're there.
We are neighbors, we are friends, we are coworkers. We are invested in our communities in a way that larger companies are not.
And we want to make sure the businesses that we serve in our communities succeed, because it's a circle where if we all do better, we all succeed.
Broadband service is super important in rural areas today. It's just as important as water, electricity, or any other service that a community needs to thrive and survive. If they don't have broadband service, then they're not going to exist pretty soon.
All of our local businesses operate in the cloud, and without a good backbone broadband connection, they're basically out of business.
I have national and international customers that operate in our area, and it's very important that we serve them and serve them well.
We serve a very rural, farm-based economy, so a lot of farmers, ranchers, small business people, a little bit of small manufacturing, but mostly it's big ag country.
Our students like to be able to work from home on their homework. We have a lot of elderly population that rely on telehealth nowadays to stay connected to their clinics and their hospitals so they can recover at home and age at home.
It's important to have a small rural company serving small rural communities because of the proximity that we have to our customers.
You get customer service, you get people that know your issues, know your community, understand what it is that you're looking for when you call in, understand where you live, understand what services you actually have at your location and what you can, what the capabilities are.
And we are woven into the fabric of those communities in a way that really sets us apart from other providers.
Rural broadband is really improving the lives of rural Americans. And by doing that, they have more economic opportunities, they have educational opportunities. The children can now go to college, come back home, keep the family farm going. At the same time, they can run a global business on their broadband connection. And this is good for America. We need our population in the rural areas because that's where we generate our food supply, and we need those folks to stay there. So broadband plays a big contributor to that.
North Laurel Lady Jaguars setting the tone by winning that first set 25-20 over the Redbird Lady Cardinals here at the 49th District Volleyball Tournament for 2020 from Jackson County High School here on PRTC TV. Jacob Tankersley, Mark Sulfridge, Candria Bingham, and Brian Murray here courtside as the two teams are fighting for the right to advance on to the championship game of the 49th District Tournament. Normally a 5-team district, this year only a 4-team district as OBI is not playing any sports this year because of COVID-19.
You know, and all these teams, administrators and coaches, they've been faced with such, just uncertainty in this whole COVID-19. I think KHSAA meets tomorrow to discuss and make final decisions on winter sports and what those recommended guidelines are going to look like, what gyms may look like as far as like limited number of fans and so forth, stipulations as far as rules. I think they've already come out and said that there will be no tip in a basketball game, that there's going to be a coin flip, and so just those seemingly minor changes could have, a very different feel to the games this winter.
Well, and you also have to look at things like home field advantage or home court advantage. You know, it's not what it was last year.
No.
You know, because, you know, you can't pack the gymnasium. You're not going to see cheerleaders, I don't think. You may. I don't know what the KHSAA is going to do. But that really changes things. Like this gymnasium, there may be 100 people in here as far as fans.
Yeah. I think our capacity is the maximum amount of people we're allowed to have in the gymnasium at one time is 400, I think is what they came out and said.
So North Laurel getting off to a really good start here in this second set. Redbird really needing to catch fire here in this second set to be able to not have their backs against the wall going to the third set. Again, we mentioned these two teams have not met. What a kill there by North. Get a number on the girl with the ponytail there. 2. Yep, Abigail Mounts. Abby Mounts with the kill. North up 4-0. Number 5 and number 30, Jackson and Lawson. Ball falls between them, and Coach Whitney Gaines sees North getting off to a strong start. She's going to take a timeout. North Laurel up 5-0 and 1-0 as we go to break. Stay tuned for more of the semifinal round of the 49th District Volleyball Tournament next. From Jackson County High School, we are PRTC TV.
Even as our concern for one another keeps us apart, we find ways to face these hard times together. PRTC is committed to help, providing the internet, video, and voice connections we all need, and adapting to the challenges of this unique time. So families stay connected, work and learning continues, and time at home is enriched by entertainment and the latest information. PRTC, committed to keeping you connected.
We are streaming live on YouTube tonight on this October the 19th, Monday night. If you're catching us on YouTube, we appreciate you joining us live. Also, if you're catching us on tape delay on PRTC TV, Channel 9 or 109, thanks for joining us wherever you are, near or far. This is the semifinal round of the 49th District Volleyball Tournament from Jackson County High School on PRTC TV. Redbird North Laurel playing for the first time this year, even though they're in the same district. COVID-19 canceled both games they were scheduled to play. 6-0 North over Redbird here in the second set, playing best of 5.
Push by Mackenzie Lawson from Redbird.
North has come out sharp here in this second set. Good dig there by Redbird. Number 4, Asher, doing it. We talked about unforced errors, and what we've seen so far from North is they're controlling their unforced errors. There's a ball that probably would have went long if Redbird had not touched it, but Redbird looking as sharp as I've seen them here in this second set, even including the game we called against Jackson. They're playing very confident.
Yes, they are. And you can see North Laurel's a lot looser this second set come out. You know, they're just playing a lot more fluid than they did the first set.
Number 30, Mackenzie Lawson, interrupts their momentum with a nice little soft keel. Found an empty spot on the floor, and we'll see if Redbird can get some momentum going off of that play, down 7-1. Good job there by Redbird to not get into the net. Ball hits the net, but a great dig by the Lady Cardinals. That one caught number 30, Mackenzie Lawson, off guard, and now 8-1 North, and the libero number 3 lets out a good scream.
Full of energy down there on the court.
Mark said she might have saw a spider. As long as it don't come sit down beside her.
Tia Gambrill with a long serve just out of bounds for North Laurel, and that's going to bring up the serve for Redbird number 4, Macy Asher.
First set went to North 25-20. It was close all the way up until the end, so Redbird can play with North. Again, the left-handed serve there by Redbird. In my studying of volleyball, so I didn't sound completely ignorant, I learned that they have a strong side and a weak side in volleyball, and a lot of times they will, because most volleyball players are right-handed, they don't normally come to the left side of the net, just like that right there. Nice soft touch by Mounts.
That ball was very well placed. She almost left it a little too soft and get caught by the net, but it was just perfect just on the other side.
Actually, I think that was Olivia Parker, number 5, with the kill for North. Whoever designed their uniforms, except for the libero, did not want us to read their numbers.
No, they did not.
Kind of got her hand turned around backwards there, did the North Laurel player. Looked like she was tipping it to her side.
Yeah.
9-3. It was 7-1, so we still got a 6-point spread.
Sydney Nolan, the libero, coming in for Redbird.
Nice serve there by number 0, Liberty Taylor, as she didn't put a whole lot of mustard on the dog, but just barely clipped the net as it went across, and Redbird with a point. Look at that.
Another nice short serve and libero for North Laurel. Brianna Lawson just could not get there and recover that ball.
And it just goes to show you, you know, it doesn't matter how hard you hit it. A lot of times it's more about where you hit it.
Another short serve.
And again, another point. So Liberty Taylor might be throwing a knuckleball up there. It's not a fastball or anything, but it's just barely getting over the net, and they've got 3 points in a row. Just barely short. That's usually catches up with you after a while. Now, memory-wise, as long as you've been involved in volleyball, does anyone's game stand out where you've seen a player serve and get like 10, 12, 14 points in a row on one side out?
Oh, wow. Last year during the All-A tournament, Hannah Creech served 16 straight balls before anyone ever stopped the recovery. So the score literally started out 16-0. It was first time up and served 16 straight. Most of them aces, many of them not, but unreturned points.
Talk about setting the tone.
Absolutely.
And I do want to go ahead and ask the question. I'm assuming they did win that set.
They did win that set. That
Good.
was in the semifinals before they got to the final round of the All-A last year.
Those of you that don't know, that All-A is the tournament for smaller schools. Redbird just really having a hard time over the past 3 points here, as we've had 3 straight aces by North Laurel. I believe that might be Mounts on the serve there. Still.
I think that is. I think that's Abby Mount still on the serve, and that's
4 in a row.
Straight aces.
Now, do they call it an ace if you do get a bump in a set but don't get it back over the net, or is it only called an ace if it's untouched or
if it's unvolleyed?
Unvolleyed, okay. Yep. So North on a run here, up 15-6. They've ran off, I believe, 6 in a row. It was 9-6. Mounts making a living on the serve here.
Pass set kill, and that was 21. Lexi Bolin with the kill on that play.
Found the back corner back there, so Redbird really needed that point right there to try to reverse this momentum.
And like you said earlier, the one who made the play, got the kill, is now up to serve.
Yep. And there you go. So the player that reversed the momentum is keeping the momentum, 15-8.
Lexi is Redbird's floor captain on this relatively young squad.
And again, it's just like a baseball pitcher who can mix speeds and can throw it 90 but can also throw it 70. these slow serves seem to be catching the Lady Jaguars off guard. Ball even flies differently depending on how hard you hit it. 19, or make that 15 to 9. And that is going to be out of bounds, side out north. You probably see this more when you get into the college ranks and even the pro ranks, but have you ever seen a player that had the ability to put funky spin on a ball?
I wouldn't even notice that, probably not having played volleyball myself, but sometimes you can see that sometimes there's absolutely no spin on the ball, and I wonder the way that these girls handle those sometimes, if those aren't a little bit harder to handle just because there is no rotation coming through there.
Now, in the research that I did about volleyball, they did talk about people that had the ability to hit a knuckleball where the ball just kind of floats through the air, and when a ball is not spinning as it's floating, it flies differently.
Yep.
But they also talked about people that could put English on a ball and make it spin really fast.
Really fast, which would also be hard to handle when
it would have to be, yes.
Hit those fingertips and just keep going.
16-10, and that's going to sail wide left, 17-10. You know, the Redbird has kept the spread right where it was after it was like 7-0 North.
Yeah, North just came off with a great start to start the second set. But Redbird, like you said, has hung in there and not made the spread any more than it was starting out.
That's going to sail wide. Now 18-10 North.
That pass intended for Mackenzie Lawson and was just over her head. Well, intentional or not, it was hit in her direction anyway.
Yes.
Heidi Bentley with the serve and the ace.
Catches her way up high on her hands and goes back over her head the wrong direction. So now North up by 9. Number 20, Heidi Bentley on the serve. Now 20-10, North Laurel in the driver's seat. Jackson County has beat North Laurel both times they played them, 3-2.
Yeah, both of those games were forced into the fifth set, going back and forth. Both very, very competitive games, both here. First game of the season, and then last week when they played them at North Laurel.
That is going to be a two-hand touch, so Redbird gets the point, now 22-11. Well, I mentioned North Laurel is looking for their 4th district championship in a row, dating back to 2017. So hopefully Jackson County can end that.
Yeah, they have been the powerhouse for the last several years as far as district volleyball titles, well, and in girls basketball and several other sports. So they definitely are. They've got targets on their back from all angles, I think. Hopefully our girls will be able to come in here and get that done tomorrow night.
Nice kill there by North, and now it's 21-12. North 4 points away from winning the first 2 sets.
The assist went to Brooke Daniels on that play. That was number 6, and the kill, Olivia Parker. Nope, that's not right. Brooke Daniels, number 6, sorry.
Did you know some trivia about North Laurel? I think they started sometime in the late 90s with that school, and it was the combination of hazel green and bush, which is why they have the colors green and blue, because Bush was the Blue Devils, and that's blue, and hazel green was the Bullfrogs, and they're green.
I did not know that.
They combine those two schools, and that's why they have the colors blue and green. Hazel Green and Bush became North Laurel. Did he? So did my dad. He went to Johnson, then Hazel Green. Mark Sulford saying his dad went to Hazel Green. 22-12.
I can remember back in the late 90s playing AAU basketball in the, I guess what would be considered the basement of the Board of Education there that used to be London Elementary. We've had some really, really hot fire basketball games back many moons ago.
And you're talking about early North Laurel? Who were you playing?
We were playing at, it was still called London Elementary then, but it was AAU being played middle school.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. That ball is called in, I believe, for Redbird, now 23-13. So Redbird really needs to get on a streak here, or they're going to have their backs completely against the wall and go down 2 sets to none. And ball is tipped by Redbird, and North gets the point. So now we got a set point for the Lady Jaguars.
Speed.
24-13.
Tia Gambrell to serve the set point.
Jump serve from Tia. Ball into the net, and North Laurel wins the first 2 sets. First one 25-20, and that one 25-13. So Redbird's going to have to win 3 sets in a row to pull this one off now. North Laurel 1 set away from advancing on to the championship game against Jackson County. 3rd set straight ahead. Stay tuned to PRTC TV.
Yes, we're all quite over staying home right now. But we can make it better by streaming the great shows and movies we've been wanting to see. PRTC can help with fast, reliable internet speeds up to 1 gig, enhanced by reliable Wi-Fi. Stream all you want, no matter how many gadgets are going at once. And with our new GigaSpire Blast, you'll enjoy the ultimate Wi-Fi experience everywhere in your home. Contact PRTC to sign up or upgrade today.
How'd I do?
You'll get better. Tim can't wait to be a real driver. But for now, he's king of the online track, thanks to PRTC Broadband. Our 100% fiber network speeds up to 1 gig, give him the edge against players anywhere, even the other end of the couch.
Whoa. You'll get better.
Visit prtcnet.org to learn more.
Hopefully, our lives will soon return to something approaching normal. Until then, PRTC lobbies remain closed with safety of our staff and community in mind. We appreciate your patience as we endure this difficult time together. Moving forward, count on us to provide the reliable internet, video, and phone service you deserve. Visit our website, social media, and our monthly bill messages for the latest on access to our offices and current service options. Thank you for being a PRTC customer. There are lots of small reasons to have home phone service, and one very big one. 911 emergency location. Only a call from your home phone instantly transmits your address to emergency personnel. Cell phones can't.
911, what's your emergency?
If trouble comes to your home, seconds count. PRTC Home Phone helps first responders do their job. It's a small price to pay for what you can save.
North Laurel only 1 set away from extending their season into the 49th District Championship game as they have Redbird down 2 sets to none, 25-20, and then the last set 25-13, playing best of 5. So Redbird is going to have to win the next 3 sets to pull off the upset against North Laurel. This is the semifinal round of the 49th District Volleyball Tournament from Jackson County High School on PRTC TV. Jackson County has already punched their ticket into the championship game and also into the regional tournament as they won the first game of the night, 3 sets to none over Clay County. Redbird off to a good start with the first point of the 3rd set.
McKenzie with a
that caught the line.
perfect serve, catching the line.
Yes. Yeah, Brenna Lawson back there, and it fell right at her feet. 2-0 Redbird. Coach Whitney Gaines might have fired them up, said, hey, you guys done? We can go on home if you're done.
you know, you were talking about home court advantage. One thing that's interesting in volleyball this year, usually in the season, the players will actually change sides of the court, you know, in case the lighting is off or if there's a goal down on one side of the court. But this year they've taken that rule out, and so these players actually stay on the side that they started on, which could be advantageous to the home court team if they choose a side for a certain purpose.
Redbird can't return that one, and now 3-1, Redbird on top by 2. Yeah, I think they always try to limit the variables, you know, and have one team go one way the first half and go the other way the second half. Not sure if it matters that much.
Probably not, especially in the newer gyms like Jackson County has. It's pretty level and even, but in some gyms it could be a factor. You know, some gyms have that one stationary goal on one end of the court that's always in the way versus the other one that may be able to crank up. But here it's definitely not a factor.
Wow, that is a strong kill, but it's too deep. And Redbird with the point, but that was a loud lost point. Is that number 7? 2. Right. With the kill for North. That was Abigail Mounts. 4-1 Redbird. It's interesting you say that about like how the gymnasium and stuff can change. The year that Jordan Fox was a senior for the high school team, we had a really good boys high school team. Off the net. Oh, good job of Redbird, but they can't get it off the ground to return it. We were just winning every game, and we're on a real big hot streak, and we went over to into the mountains, into the 14th or 15th region to play like Perry County Central or somebody. And it was one of those open gyms where there was no wall behind the backboard.
Yeah, that's Perry Central. They
Yeah.
have open on both ends of their court, kind of like a college coliseum, like Rupp Arena.
We couldn't throw it in the ocean. And the players were talking about it after the game. They did not realize that in their peripheral vision that they used that back wall as a measuring stick to shoot the ball. You know, and as a former basketball player, you know what they're talking about.
Absolutely.
When you just got open space behind the goal, it changes your mind.
Absolutely. We, before coming to Jackson County, I taught and coached, was assistant coach, girls basketball coach at Owsley County. And the All-A tournament was always held there at Perry Central, and a lot of times they were host to the region. And every time that we played there in a tournament, we would make all of our fans sit behind those goals to try to hone that in and make it not look so open. We didn't want them sitting behind our bench. We wanted them at the ends down there so that we could, you know, kind of close that gap.
We want to see something. So North is having a lot of unforced errors here, and Redbird is up now 7-2. Their biggest margin of their biggest lead that they've had in this entire match. I think in that game against Perry County Central, we were something like 0 of 19 on three-pointers. It was just unbelievable.
Oh, wow.
Shot like in the teens from the floor, like 18, 19%.
And the 14th region likes to play a lot of games there. Breathitt County's gymnasium is similar in that it's more of a coliseum type. It's more similar to probably McBriar Arena in Richmond. But they like playing there because it's very similar to playing in Rupp, being that open floor pattern.
Well, that's why you see a lot of teams go to the 13th region and then they have horrible shooting nights.
Absolutely.
Because they can't find the goal, you know. We got a timeout called by North Laurel as they find themselves down 8-2 here midway through the third set. We'll take a break and come back. Stay tuned for more of North Laurel and Redbird volleyball coming up next from Jackson County High School. This is PRTC TV.
This is TV. This is TV Set Free. TV everywhere from PRTC TV sets you free to watch what you want, where you want. Catch your favorite networks, including live TV, ready to watch on any web-connected device for no extra charge. That's TV Set Free. Enjoy the extra value of PRTC TV everywhere. Visit prtcnet.org and sign up today.
Welcome back to Jackson County High School. This is the 49th District Volleyball Tournament for 2020 from Jackson County High School. We are streaming live on YouTube. If you are watching us live on this Monday, October 19th, you already know that. but you can go to the PRTC Facebook page and click on the link if you want to join us live on YouTube. Also could be joining us via tape delay on PRTC Channel 9 or 109.
We had a carry by 35, Jaden Walters. That was a great effort, great volley by Redbird, but Jaden just got too much hand on it to carry it over the net.
You know, it's interesting because Redbird has seemingly had most of the momentum here in this third set, leading 8-3. But, you know, being that it's such a momentum thing in volleyball, when you get somebody back there serving that's really serving the ball well, those timeouts are pretty important in volleyball because they interrupt that momentum.
Absolutely. Volleyball only gets 2 timeouts per set, and a lot of times you'll see coaches, they'll save 1 or 2 just to ice that person that's serving.
That's going to go wide. Nice return there by Redbird. But, yeah, I mean, they get back there and they're serving, and they're just got that jump serve going and just ace after ace and whatever else, and that timeout. It changed things because Redbird had the momentum there. Now North has the last 2 points.
It's like icing a free throw shooter.
Yes. Senior Brenna Lawson, the libero, number 3 on the serve. She served kind of a knuckleball there. That ball wasn't spinning much. 8-5. Lead trimmed down to 3. It was 6.
You know, North Laurel's trailing this game, but they're very relaxed on their side of the court. They don't seem to be worried at all.
And again, I'm not sure if Lawson is putting something funky on the ball, but she's got 2 in a row here now, 8-6. Makes you think of that line in Major League when Bob Euchre said, Vaseline ball.
I'm throwing everything I've got at him, Skip.
You've watched it?
Yeah.
Redbird can't return it. So, I don't know. We could have Brenna Lawson. I want to check her for some petroleum jelly. She's got some serving going on. 8-7.
Crisco ball.
Look at this. I mean, look at this. Like a greased pig coming across the net there. 8-8. I think this is 6 in a row for North.
It's also coming over there pretty fast, and you can see there's not a whole lot of rotation on that ball.
You would think it at least has to somewhat modify it as far as how it comes off your hand trying to return it.
Redbird doing a nice job there, keeping that volley under control as it's returned to North Laurel.
Really good volley going from both teams. And there's the kill from North Laurel. Don't have a clue what her number is.
Number 20, Heidi Bentley.
Kill. So, Coach Scott Croucher called timeout. It was 8-2 Redbird. North Laurel's rattled off 7 in a row. So Coach Gaines is going to see if what's good for the goose is good for the gander. She calls timeout. We'll take a break. North Laurel with 7 in a row. They lead 9-8, and if they win this set, they win the match. Stay tuned. More straight ahead on PRTC TV.
As the threat of COVID-19 impacts us all, PRTC recognizes the risk to our community, employees, and customers. We're providing wireless hotspots and taking protective measures while providing the vital services you need right now. Lobbies are closed, but drive-thrus and 24/7 phone help are available. And technicians are on the job, taking care to ensure their safety and the protection of all of us. PRTC is committed to helping our community meet this historic challenge.
North Laurel has scored 7 unanswered to take the lead 9-8 in what could be the third and deciding set, as they have won the first 2 sets over Redbird. Winner plays Jackson County tomorrow night. Loser season is over. PRTC TV semifinal round of the 49th District Volleyball Tournament. Jacob, go ahead.
One thing that they're doing a little different this year, they're going ahead and handing those all-tournament team trophies out at the end of each game rather than saving it for the championship ceremony, and that's just to keep those this COVID-19 measure preventing other teams from coming back in on off nights.
Yeah, at the end of the Jackson Clay game, they gave it to Hensley and one of the other girls, 25 and 16, after the game was over, so they don't have to come back again at the championship game night. And like you said, less people means less chances of COVID-19. That ball found the corner, and North Laurel has made it 9 in a row, now 11-8.
That was 16 was Emma Deaton.
I think that was the two players that got all-tournament team for Clay County as their season comes to an end, with Jackson County sweeping them in straight sets 3-0. Tell you what, number 3 Lawson making a living back there in this third set on the serve. That was her 10th straight serve, but all good things must come to an end. And Redbird with her first point in a long time, 11-9 North. But since that timeout, Coach Scott Croucher's crew has just acted like they've wanted it more over the last 9 or 10 points.
And maybe that was just, he called them in and got them refocused on the business at hand. Just like we talked about in the last game, you give a team a little bit of hope, and it can go a long way, and push this farther. So I think he just called a timeout, going to refocus his team, telling them to, handle business.
Redbird on the side out, trailing 11-10. Nice bump, set, return. Nice block there by number 30. I'm not sure if Lawson actually blocked that or she was just in position to block it and it caught the net instead. But that's 3 in a row for Redbird, and we're dead ahead, 11-11. Just barely got over the net. I mean, that ball.
And probably was headed out of bounds, and Abby Mounts just saved that, touched it on out of bounds, giving Redbird their next point.
So talk about a game of momentum. North Laurel rattled off 9 in a row, and now Redbird has rattled off 4 in a row. 12-11. Redbird fighting for the chance to go to a 4th set, as North has won the first 2. Play best 3 out of 5. 25 win by 2. Unless you get to the final set, then it's 15 win by 2, and that's on the line. Had the chance to call football, softball, basketball, all kinds of different sports, but I've never seen a sport that seems to be more momentum driven than high school volleyball.
Yes, and it can be momentum from mistakes of the other team, which happens a lot in basketball, but it can also be just momentum from self-created, keeping those errors down. Mackenzie Lawson just couldn't handle that one, but keeping those errors down and keeping those points, if you score 1 or 2, it seems to build up some confidence, and teams can just run with that.
Yeah, that bump was just a little bit too far into the net, and now 13-12, but North Laurel can't get no momentum going on their side as the serve goes into the net.
And the 8th grader, Sydney Nolan, and libero is going to step in and serve this one. It's over.
Look at that. And people sees that serve and they're like, that's not that intimidating. The ball's not traveling very far. But when it gets over the net, it just takes a nosedive straight down. And when they're used to the ball coming more at them and it hits them at their feet, throws them off.
Exactly. You can see North Laurel's reposition a little bit closer in this time, getting in better receiving position.
Oh, nice dig. Redbird keeping the ball alive. Ball goes into the net, and Redbird with the point.
That dig was by number 5, Haley Jackson for Redbird.
She's a junior. She'll be back next year. Only senior on the squad is Macy Asher, number 4. So Redbird could be a force to be reckoned with next year in the 49th district. That's going to go too long, and Redbird now out 17-12, and Coach Scott Croucher wants to see if he can work more of his momentum-changing magic with a timeout. Redbird 17, North Laurel 12. We're back with more of the 49th District Volleyball Tournament coming straight ahead on PRTC TV. Redbird trying to stay alive in this best-of-5 match with North Laurel. They dropped the first two sets, 25-20 and 25-13, but they have a 5-point lead right now, 17-12, and trying to force a fourth set here on PRTC TV. Candria Bingham joining me on color, Mark Sulfridge and Jacob Tankersley doing all of the technical stuff, keeping us on the air. We are streaming live on YouTube and going to be coming to you tape delay on PRTC TV, channel 109. Kendra, you haven't seen many matches, I'm assuming, that have started off with a team winning the first two and then the other team winning the next three, have you?
No, not that I can recall. I have seen a team come in and maybe win that third set, but usually the other team overpowers and wins set 4. But that would be something.
That ball just absolutely just sat on the top of the net and fell on the Redbird side. Talk about not being able to get any timing down, so a tough break for Redbird. 18-13 side out North. I'm assuming it probably does happen maybe at higher levels or whatever when you get two teams that are incredibly evenly matched. But once they get down 2-0, it's hard to rattle off 3 in a row.
It's not something I've seen so far this season.
That ball was really close to being long. I'm not sure what would have happened. Number 21, Lexi Bowling, appeared like she was going to let it go, but Sydney Nolan, the libero and an 8th grader, wasn't so sure, so she tried to make a play on it, and they lost the point. 18-14, Redbird by 4. Ball hits the net and back into her hands, so that's a double hit for North. Now 19-14, Redbird.
I would just like to point out the substitution that occurs there. So you have number 24, Emma Smith, plays the front line, and then you have number 10, Maria Yont, and there's definitely at least a foot difference between those two young ladies.
Yes.
Maria is a lot shorter, is really good at playing the back row, getting a lot of digs from back there, but just noticing the substitution just a few minutes ago, there's at least a foot's difference in the height of those two young ladies.
Yeah, it's like a 6'3" center coming out in basketball, and then you get a 5'3" point guard
exactly,
coming in, you know,
exactly.
You instantly go, well, we just got smaller.
Yeah.
19-15, North trying to claw their way back into this third set. The bump and the set for number 30, Lawson. She gets it over. Now North's got to return their third hit. Comes off the wrong part of the hand of North Laurel.
Assist to Taylor and hit by Mackenzie Lawson from Redbird.
Emma Smith not able to return it. Now 20-15. North trying to stay in this one. 5 points away from forcing a fourth set. Jackson County awaits the winner in the championship game. That serve came off the wrong part of the hand for number 30, Lawson. So now 20-16. I would say it's probably fairly unusual in volleyball that you get to the district tournament and you're playing a team for the first time all year in an elimination game.
Absolutely, especially where the district was seated this year. However, you know, with COVID-19 and teams, you know, it was the guidance down from KHSAA said that if teams were in the red and couldn't work out time to play each other that was convenient, just to do a 1-1 split and go on, playing their season. And so that makes it difficult and odd. I think throughout all the sports this year, high school related, that we're going to see things that we've never encountered before, and it's just a result of the situation, things that we have to do to make sure that that these young boys and girls, men and women, get to play sports that they prepared for, spent the last year preparing for.
Mounts with the nice kill for North. It's down to a 3-point lead for Redbird, 20-17, but Redbird not able to return it. Number 4, Macy Asher, the lone senior, able to get a hand on it, but it hits behind the scorers table, now 20-18. I felt horrible for the South Laurel Lady Cardinals basketball team last year. Upset the number 1 team in the state. I think it was Sacred Heart, maybe? They beat who was favored to win the Sweet 16 in girls basketball, and then it got shut down right after that.
Yes. And then, you had boys basketball teams that didn't even get to go to the big show.
They didn't get to play at all.
No.
And the girls got interrupted in midway through the first round or something.
Yeah.
So North Laurel with the fault or violation there, now 21-18 Redbird. Southpaw serve, and that's going to be out, just barely. Number 3, Lawson, letting her coach know that she's very excited she let it go. I like seeing players play with emotion.
And number 3, Lawson, she's carried a lot of emotion on this team all night. She's definitely the most vocal person on North Laurel's floor anytime that she's out there.
Jump serve, and Redbird not going to be able to return it, and it's 21-20. Is that Mariah Yount that's serving? Is that what number is she 10?
10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Only an 8th grader with that jump serve.
And I think she played the libero position in the JV game last week, and so I think she will be number 3's replacement after number 3 graduates this season.
So that is 2 straight aces for the 8th grader, now 21 all. So we've got a timeout on the floor. Stay tuned. This third set's going to come down to the wire. 21 all, Redbird and North Laurel. More next on PRTC TV.
Fiber-powered internet from PRTC is fast, crazy fast. Experience crazy fast internet speeds from PRTC with reliable downloads up to 1 gig. Now you can surf, stream, game, chill with speed to spare. And with our new GigaSpire Blast, you'll enjoy the ultimate Wi-Fi experience everywhere in your home. Accelerate your internet. Contact PRTC to sign up or upgrade your internet today.
21-21, Redbird and North Laurel. We are in set number 3 of 5. North Laurel has already won the first 2 sets, and if they win this one, it will be a 3-0 sweep over the Redbird Lady Cardinals. PRTC TV from Jackson County High School, semifinal round of the 49th District Volleyball Tournament. Jackson County already swept Clay County 3-0, and they'll get the winner of this one, but Yount mistimed her jump. I really like a jump serve, but man, there's so much more that can go wrong because the timing has to be so perfect.
Exactly. It's one of those skills. It's kind of like, shooting the basketball from the corner. It's one of those things that it's probably the most difficult thing to do on the floor, but when it's on, it's good.
Lefty serve from Redbird. There's the set. Into the net. Number 21, Lexi Bowling, catches the top of the net, and now 22-22. A game that, a set that Redbird has led twice by as many as, I think, 7 or 8. And now the libero serving into the net. 23-22. This feels like this is going to be one of those 30-28 sets.
Maybe Lexi Bowling can put them over the top with pushing 2 points here.
Number 21, the junior serving. Just barely flies over the net, but Bowling right there to return it. Oh, nice, very nice dig by number 21 Bowling, They can't get the point, though, as a little bit of miscommunication on the Redbird side, and now we're even again at 23. You know, just up here calling the game when it gets this close, my nerves are a little up. My blood pressure's a little up. You imagine that these girls on the floor down there, look, and see that ball just falls between 3 players.
So close. At this point that every single ball that comes across the net might be the one.
Yes.
To send you home.
And we have a set point and match point for North Laurel. 24-23. Redbird down to their last gasp. And that's going to do it. North Laurel in straight sets sweeps the Redbird Lady Cardinals 25-20, 25-13, and 25-23. North Laurel snaps their 6-game losing streak, improves to 7-15 on the year. Redbird finishes their season at 3-9 on the year. Macy Asher's last game as a Redbird Lady Cardinal, but the rest of them are all underclassmen. So Redbird could be tough to beat, a tough out next year. But the 5 seniors from North Laurel will live to fight another day as they will take on the Jackson County Lady Generals here at Jackson County High School in the championship game on Tuesday, October the 20th, which is tomorrow night for those of you joining us live on our live streaming on YouTube. Jackson County on the year is 11-4, and we mentioned North Laurel is at 7-15. And if you can put all biases aside, Jackson County has already beat North Laurel twice, but it was 3-2 in both, and let's see, it was 15-13 when they played at North in that deciding 5th set. And then earlier in the year here at Jackson County High School, it was 15-9. Do you put any stock into the hard to beat a team 3 times thing?
It is. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to beat a team 3 times. But these teams, they're very, very different. But then they're so fun to watch. Tomorrow night's game is going to be very fast-paced. It's going to be all about strategy, not beating yourself, making sure that you control those unforced errors. It should be a great game tomorrow night. It's been a really great matchup so far this season. Both teams have progressed. Gotten better as the season goes along. Let's just hope that our girls remain remain focused for tomorrow night, composure, and can come on top with a W.
Well, it will definitely take one of our best games of the season to knock off North a 3rd time in a row, and the girls look good earlier tonight against Clay County and winning 3-0. But both teams will advance on to the 13th region tournament, so Jackson County, after not going last year, will go for the 11th time in 12 years, and North Laurel trying to win their 4th straight 49th District Tournament Championship as they will take on the host school, the Jackson County Lady Generals. That's going to do it for us. For Jacob Tankersley on camera, Mark Solfridge, also Kendria Bingham on color, this is Brian Murray saying thank you for joining us. We'll see you again here real soon for more middle school and high school sports exclusively on PRTC TV.